him, and isko band kar do. Narad Muni appeared in front of him, and he chastised Vedavyasa Muni for writing about dharma, artha, kama, and moksha, the religiosity, sense gratification, economic development, and even liberation. And then he explained to him how devotion is supreme, and without actually singing the glories of Supreme Lord Sri Krishna, nobody can be happy, nobody can get the bliss. So, while explaining all this, he told his own past life. He explained how devotion can be attained. Devotion can be attained in the company of the devotees. Bhaktistu Bhagavad Bhakta Sangena Parijayate. Without the company of the devotees, nobody can attain devotion. In the past life, Narad Goswami explained that he was son of a maid servant who was serving many sages. And one time, the sages, for the observation of Chaturmasya Vrata, the 4-month vow, they all got assembled at one place, and Narad Muni, as a child, he got an opportunity to serve these sages. As a result, he got the mercy of those sages, and also seeking their permission, he took their remnant prasad. Narad Goswami explained that by serving them, by accepting their remnant prasad, I slowly developed the taste for listening Harikatha. The Mahaprasad means the remnants of a pure devotee, the water that is used to wash the feet of the pure devotees, and the feet dust of the Vaishnavas. All the three are the purifiers. Those who have got these three, they are certain to get the Lord's abode. That is, the devotees' foot washed water, devotees' foot dust, and devotees' remnant prasad. Those who have these three, they are the richest persons. So, Narad Goswami, as a result of this, he developed faith in Harikatha or taste, and slowly he has advanced to the platform of Bhava. Bhava means a platform where he had got extreme attachment to the Lord's lotus feet, and then there are various kinds of manifestations in the body, the bodily manifestations. Bhava is basically an external manifestation of the inner feeling. As soon as one feels that extreme love inside, it becomes manifest outside in the form of bhava. They are called devotional emotions. So, then Narad Goswami is explaining how these great sages, being satisfied with him, they also awarded him the mantra. We read this the last, I think, couple of days ago. Om Namo Bhagavate Tubhyam Vasudevaya Dhimahi Pradyumna Aniruddhaya Namah Sankarshanaya Cha. This is the mantra. Om, the Pranava mantra, the Omkara, and Vasudeva, Pradyumna, Aniruddha, and Sankarshana. So, we heard the explanation of this by Sri Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur the other day. Now we will continue to the next verse. Iti murtyabhidhanena mantramurtim mamurtikam yajate yagya purusham sa samyak darshanam puman. এই রূপ वासुदेवादि चारि मूर्तिर नामात्मक मंत्र द्वारा जिनी मंत्रोक्त चिन्मय रूपी अथवा प्राकृत मूर्ति रहित यज्ञेश्वर के पूजा करें से व्यक्ति सर्वभूते श्री भगवद दर्शन हेतु समद्रिक. So, Narad Goswami has been given this mantra, and then those who worship the Chaturmurti means Chaturvyuha, Vasudeva, Sankarsana, Pradyumna and Aniruddha. This is called the Chaturvyuha, the quadruple. Those who worship this quadruple through the mantra that is given, just now we heard, Om Namo Bhagavate Tubhyam Vasudevaya Dhimahi Pradyumna Aniruddhaya Namah Sankarshanaya Cha. Those who worship the quadruple with this mantra, then they will immediately realize the transcendental form of the Supreme Lord. Here, Mantrokta Chinmaya Rupi, the Lord's form is transcendental as mentioned in the mantra. Mantra is also transcendental. Any word that is describing the transcendental realm is also transcendental. It may sound mundane, like, Supreme Lord is performing this pastime. Performing, pastime, these are all mundane words. But anything that is used in the service of Supreme Lord, they are all transcendental. Anything that glorifies Supreme Lord. Therefore, what to speak of mantra? Mantra is the one by which one can attain Supreme Lord. It is highly transcendental. So, Mantrokta Chinmaya Rupi, whatever the mantra has, stated, that is, the Lord is Chinmaya, is transcendental, or Prakrita Murti Rahito, he does not have a material form. The Lord does not have material form. Does not have material form means his eyes, his nose, his ears, his hands, his legs, they are not like ours, made of some material elements. They are not made out of material elements, they are completely transcendental. Just now we heard in Chaitanya Charitamrita in Hindi, Angani yasya sakalendriya vrittimanti. One limb or one, sense organ has got the capacity to perform the activity of any other sense organ. Not only the sensory organ, but also any limb, hand, leg, stomach, whatever. That is the transcendental nature of that, transcendental abode. The transcendental world is completely beyond any mundane perception. Atah Shri Krishna Namadi na bhaved grahyamindriyai. The Lord's name, form, qualities, pastimes, associates, his abode, etc. All these things are not to be understood by material sense organs. None of them can be understood by material sense organs. Nobody can say that I have realized Supreme Lord completely. If anyone says, he has actually not understood the principle of Supreme Lord. What Supreme Lord is, what is the ontological aspect or truth of Supreme Lord, he has not understood. If anyone says that he has understood the Supreme Lord completely, he is infinite, he is unlimited. How can anyone understand or comprehend the unlimited? It's impossible. Therefore, how can then one understand him? Sevon mukhehi jihvadau. Only when one becomes inclined to perform service. How? Jihvadau, through the tongue, etc. Means all the sense organs. Why tongue? Because the first thing that is required to come in contact with the transcendental realm is his name. Sound, utterance of the holy name or mantra is the first or the initial thing of our submission to Supreme Lord, or coming in contact with the Supreme Realm. Sound in this material world is the subtle aspect. Earth, water, fire, air and ether. Ether is the one that carries sound. Therefore, among earth, water, fire, air and ether, ether is the most subtlest element. Whereas means more grosser an item is or element is, all the subtle elements are there within it. Means within earth there is water, there is fire, there is ether, and there is air. All the subtler elements are present in the gross element. So sound or ether, sky is the most subtlest element in this material world, whereas sound in transcendental realm is the gross element. Gross means I'm not talking about the mundane gross. Gross means is the fundamental thing in which all the other elements are there. What other elements? Form, qualities, pastimes, associates. These are there in the name. Just like water, fire, air, ether are there in the earth, in a similar manner, form, qualities, pastimes, and associates are there within the name. Therefore, the holy name or the sound is the most subtle or the grossest or the fundamental element. Gross means we tend to understand it as material or gross, but it's the fundamental element or the fundamental thing through which one can actually come in contact with the Supreme Abode. Means at first the holy name gets revealed, then Lord's form gets revealed, then Lord's qualities get revealed, and after that the Lord's pastimes, and then finally his associates. But unfortunately, we tend to understand the Supreme Lord's pastimes in our conditioned state. Those pastimes come several stages after the realization of the holy name. Name, form, qualities, pastimes, and then associates. We cannot understand even the associates of Supreme Lord. Radharani, we want to understand Radharani. It's not possible. The more we are submitted to the holy name, the more we are chanting the holy name, the more these things gets automatically revealed. Sevon mukhehi jihvadau. Jihvadau means through the tongue, means through sound. When submission by getting inclined to perform service by chanting, swayameva sfurati, they become manifest automatically. Means these are not something that can be earned by effort or endeavor. No, these are not the objects that can be attained by our endeavor. They are self-manifest objects. Just like the sun, how much ever effort we might want to put to see the sun at night, it's not possible. We may want to collect all the lights in the town and in the city, everywhere in the entire country after the sunset, and we want to focus in the sky to search where is that sun. We will not be able to find the sun, because sun is a self-manifest object. Only when he raises we will be able to see. Otherwise, how much ever endeavor we may do, we will not be able to see him. Similarly, Supreme Lord's name, form, qualities, pastimes, etc., they are all self-revealing objects. They are not to be attained by any of our efforts. So, by offering worship to this quadruple through this mantra, a devotee will be able to see the Supreme Lord in all objects, in all living entities, everywhere. Only such a person will be able to see Supreme Lord everywhere. Dhira pashyati Narayanmayam Jagat. A devotee will be able to see Narayana everywhere. Wherever he sees, wherever his eyes, are directed towards, he will only be able to see Narayana, nothing else. He will not see any object. Oh, here is an animal, here is a pig, here is a human, here is a man, here is a woman. here is a tree. He will not see any of these things. He will only see his own dearmost of object of worship everywhere. This is the effect of chanting the mantra. This is the effect of performing the worship of Supreme Lord. Shri Vishnu Chakravarti Thakur writes in the commentary, Eirup वासुदेवादि मूर्ति समूहेर अभिधान अर्थात चारिटीर नाम उल्लेख पूर्वक जिनी जाजना कोरेन पंचरात्रोक्त विधिर द्वारा वासुदेवाय नमः वासुदेव के नमस्कार प्रद्युम्नाय नमः प्रद्युम्न के नमस्कार करितेछि এই রূপে ষোড়শ উপচারের দ্বারা যিনি পূজা করেন. So, who will be able to realize the transcendental form of Supreme Lord? The eligibility is written here. Those who worship the Supreme Lord through the utterance of the holy name. Vasudevaya Namaha, Pradyumnaya Namaha means I offer my obeisances unto you. Namaha means namaskar, my obeisances means there is a form. Now when we say I offer my obeisances, nobody can offer obeisances to something which is null or void or which is not existing. Brahman is everywhere. If you don't have any form, what kind of obeisances can you perform? You can meditate, you can think. That's also not easy to meditate on some object which you have not seen, which you have not, experienced, or which has no form. You cannot do that. Here, through this is explained through Pancharatra system. Pancharatra system is a process of worship. They are expansions of the Vedas. The Pancharatras, there are different procedures. And particularly the Vaishnavas follow the Narada Pancharatra system. There are different processes of worship. The worship that that is given by Narada Goswami, which is called as Narada Pancharatra. Narada received this from the Supreme Lord, from Mahadev, etc. And that is Narada Pancharatra that he has propagated. So those who worship the Supreme Lord through following this Narada Pancharatra system, and that too Shodasha Upacharer Dwara. Shodasha Upachar means paraphernalia. 16. Shodasha means 16. Using 16 paraphernalia, worship is performed. What are they? There are several, first when you sit to perform worship, the first thing is Deva Avahana. You have to welcome the gods. And then you have to asana, you have to give them asana, a seat. Then what you call achamana. Then you have to make them wash the hands, feet, etc. Then padya, water. You have to offer water. Then dhupa, deepa, pushpa, vastra, chandana. There are 16 bhoga nivedana. There are 16 paraphernalia. So different item with the 16 paraphernalia, those who are following the Narada Pancharatra system and offering service to the Supreme Lord by uttering the holy name, Pradyumnaya Namaha, Vasudevaya Namaha, those persons will be able to see Supreme Lord everywhere. मंत्रमूर्ति बोलिते मंत्र ध्याने उक्त जे मूर्ति अथवा मंत्रेर द्वाराई जप्य होइया जाहार मूर्ति आविर्भूत हन. The word Mantramurti is used here because Vishnu Chakravarti Thakur says that only by chanting mantra his form will be revealed. The Mantramurti means he who is revealed only by chanting of his name. That's called Mantramurti. अमरकोशे मूर्ति शब्देर अमूर्तिक बोलिते प्राकृत मूर्ति रहित अकठिन अथवा कृपाय द्रवीभूत. And then in the words another word is used that is called amurtika. Amurtika means murti means form. In Sanskrit when you put a prefix a, it is negative. Amurtika means he is not Murti. Not what kind of Murti? Is not material Murti. He is not having a material form. Or you can say, he who is, now Murti means a deity. Deity means some may think that, oh, it is made of, a metal, it's made of stone, it's made of mud, or it's made of wood, whatever. So it's made of some, non-living object. But Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur says Amurtika also means he whose heart gets melted by hearing the mantra. Means we may see a murti, a form, deity form, to be made of all these objects, and we cannot expect that a stone melts or a wood melts. But he who is melted, whose heart gets melted by hearing this mantra, means our Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he says, Vigraha naho tumi sakhat Brajendra Nandan. You are not an ordinary Vigraha. You are not an ordinary, form. Sakhat Brajendra Nandan. You are Brajendra Nandan personified. He is telling this to Jagannath. Pratima nahi tum, Vigraha nahi. Pratima nahi tumi Sakhat Brajendra Nandan. He is seeing Jagannath. We are also seeing Jagannath. But we see Jagannath to be made of wood. But Mahaprabhu is telling that Pratima naho tumi Sakhat Brajendra Nandan. You are not made of wood or anything. You are Sakshat Brajendra Nandan. You are Brajendra Nandan Krishna personified. So, that form is revealed by the chanting of the mantra. We have seen, we have heard several times in the scriptures, as well as if you go to Jagannath Puri, even now you will hear so many stories about Jagannath Dev. How, even though he is simply lying as a deity, he is not simply a deity unmovable or, he does not hear, does not see, but he is the one who is performing activities for the sake of his devotees. Khirchara Gopinath. Khirchara Gopinath is one classic example where Madhavendra Puripad, for the sake of Madhavendra Puripad, he had stolen the sweet rice. Sakshi Gopal is the one, for the sake of a devotee Brahmana, he came all the way from Vidyanagar to give the evidence. And also, not Vidyanagar, from Vrindavan. And then Gopal, Raghunandan Thakur, he worshipped. He had Gopinath. He had eaten the laddu. You know laddu? You know that? I don't know what's in English. There is no English word, I believe. There is one English word? No. A sweet ball, you can say. A sweet ball. So he ate it for Raghunandan Thakur. Raghunandan Thakur was weeping. Please eat, please eat, please eat. Then he had to eat. In this manner, if you go on speaking, there are so many instances that have happened in the past, and they are still happening for this purpose of the devotees, which means the devotee is, the deity is not something that is a non-moving object. He is Kripaya Dravibhuta. He is so much filled with mercy that by listening to the prayers of the devotees, he will be melted. That is the Sri Murti. यज्ञ पुरुष बोलिते यजनीय पुरुष अर्थात जे श्री विग्रह के पूजा करा होइते छे। स्वरूप मूर्ति अथवा अमूर्तिक यज्ञ पुरुषेर जिनी अर्चना करें तिनी सम्यक दर्शन अर्थात प्रकृत भगवान ज्ञानवान हन ताहाके देखिया अन्य कृतार्थ होइया थाकेन। Those who worship the Supreme Lord in his deity form through these mantras, that person will be able to see the Lord everywhere. He will be able to see the Supreme Lord everywhere. Because through the proper worship of Supreme Lord by the Pancharatra system, by following the Shodashopachar, 16 paraphernalia, by using the 16 paraphernalia, then one will be elevated to a platform where he will be able to see the Supreme Lord everywhere. And he will be called as the most knowledgeable or the intelligent person. अथवा दर्शन बोलिते जाहार द्वारा देखा जाए शास्त्र भक्ति प्रतिपादक पंचरात्रादि शास्त्री सम्यक अर्थात आत्म प्रसादकत्व हेतु धन्य जे धर्मादि भगवानेर द्वारा सेई भगवान प्रीति हन ना सेई ज्ञान বা সেই শাস্ত্র অপূর্ণ বলিয়া মনে করি। এই পূর্বোক্ত দেবর্ষি নারদের উক্তির দ্বারা ভক্তি রহিত শাস্ত্রই খিল অর্থাৎ নিয়ন। So all the scriptures, those scriptures that do not speak about bhakti or that do not speak about the worship of Supreme Lord Sri Krishna, they are all of a lower category. Now, why Narad Goswami is telling this is that Vedavyasa has classified the Vedas, he has written the Puranas, he has written Mahabharata, he has written Upanishads, all those things. But there he has not elaborated upon bhakti. He has mentioned bhakti, not that there is no mention of bhakti anywhere. There is mention of bhakti in the Vedas, there is a mention of bhakti in the Upanishads, etc. But he has not elaborated on that, or he has not established bhakti as the only thing required. He has established bhakti as something that is auxiliary, but not as the principal thing. That is why Narad Goswami is telling that all those scriptures that do not talk about devotional service to Supreme Lord Sri Krishna, they are all considered on a lower category. Means he is inspiring him to write the scriptures in narrating about or describing vividly about devotional practice and devotion. Sutrang Vedanta darshan pranayan koriau tomar ei atma परितुष्ट হয় নাই কিন্তু पंचरात्र शास्त्र प्रणयेर द्वारा আমার आत्म सर्वदा प्रसन्नই রইয়াছে এই ভাব. So Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur is concluding the purport by saying that he is telling to Vedavyasa Muni, you have written so many Vedas or classified the Vedas, you have written so many scriptures, but you are not satisfied. Whereas simply by propagating Pancharatra system, Narad Pancharatra means worship of Supreme Lord. How worship Supreme Lord is worshipped? Simply by one scripture, Pancharatra, I am always happy. So what is the use of writing millions of scriptures that do not yield satisfaction? And I have written only one, not written, but I am the one who had propagated. This Pancharatra, only one scripture I have propagated, or made it available for everyone. I have given it to this knowledge to others. Only by that I am blissful. So what is more important or what is better? Writing number of books or writing one book which pleases Supreme Lord Sri Krishna. So Narad Goswami is actually inspiring Vedavyasa Muni to write a book or a scripture that is only speaking the glories of Supreme Lord Sri Krishna and nothing else. That's what Guru Maharaj, in a single sentence, he used to say, quality is more important than quantity. Quality is important than quantity. Wherever there is quantity, quality is compromised. And if we want quality, then quantity will need to be compromised automatically. So, what is important is any activity that pleases Supreme Lord Sri Krishna, that is most beneficial, rather than doing millions of activities that do not please Supreme Lord. It may please everyone, Vedavyasa Muni has written to please everyone. A karmi is satisfied, jnani is satisfied, yogi is satisfied. A person who wants to get liberation, he is also satisfied. But what is the use? Vedavyas himself is not satisfied. Because Krishna is not satisfied. If Krishna is satisfied, everyone else will automatically be satisfied. Srila Prabhupada writes in the commentary, Dasi Garbhajata Narad, Vaidik Sanskare Sanskrit na hoyao, Pranava Sanjukta Mantra, Rishi Ganer Nikata hoite Prapt hoya, Sei Mantre, Pujadhikar Labh Koriya, Mantra Murtik, Dever Upasana Koren. Now we have to, just remember that Narad Goswami in his previous life was a son of a maid servant. He was not a Brahmana. But still, the rishis and munis, they have given him mantra and then they gave him the eligibility to perform worship. Srila Prabhupada is bringing that point here. He is telling that even though he is not, according to the Vedic tradition, he has not undergone the purificatory process that a Brahmana undergoes because he is son of a maid servant. But yet, the rishis and munis saw his eligibility because the eligibility is not by birth. Chatur Varnam Maya Srishtam Guna Karma Vibhagasham. The Lord is telling that I have classified Chatur Varnam Maya Srishtam. I have, it's my system. The Char Varnas, Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, it is my system. I have created it. But Guna Karma Vibhagasham. Based on the activities and qualities of a person, not by birth. It is later it got slowly, it got changed slowly. But the Lord has created with this intention, guna and karma, by one's action and by one's qualities. Our A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj, he used to say that, you see, in America or in the countries outside India, they may say, oh, India has caste system. There is this caste system, but we don't have caste system. Caste system is not good. Even in India these days, there are people are fighting for it. Of course, the way it is, it needs to be fought against. But the thing is, nobody can avoid caste system. Swami Maharaj used to say this. And you may not say that you are Brahmanas, you may not say that you are Kshatriyas, etc. But by their action, Brahmanas are the intelligent class. They are the ministers. They are giving knowledge to the rulers. Means in a society where there are no intelligent people, those who are not giving knowledge to the rulers, that society is not going to stay for long. It's going to be finished. And Kshatriyas, the ruling class, if there is no border security force, there is no army, there is no powerful leader, then again the society is going to be finished. You need a good leader, means you need a very nice Kshatriya. The Kshatriyas are there. Only one leader is not enough. You need to have a leadership team to lead a country. And then Vaishyas, the business class. Tell me which country does not have business class? They may not call themselves as Vaishyas, but there is business class. Import, export, all these things are there in every country. You may say, no, we don't want to do import, export. We only want Brahminical class, only intelligent people. Only intelligent people. Will that system be stable? Society be stable? No, you need this also. And also you need a working class. That's called Shudra. You need a working class. Not everyone can be a tradesman. Not everyone can be, a Kshatriya ruler. Not everyone can be an intelligent. There should be a working class also. No society, no country exists without any of these four classes. It is there. Maybe the name is not there. In India, it is in the Vedic system, it's called as Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra. It's named. There they may not name, but in the system it is there, existing. So here he was son of a maid servant, but seeing his eligibility, even though he has not undergone, or even though the Brahmanas have not made him go through the purificatory process, still by giving mantra, he was purified. And he was given the eligibility to worship the Supreme Lord. এই স্মার্ত ব্রাহ্মণগণের বিচারে পারমার্থিক ব্রাহ্মণগণের পাতিত্য ঘটে নাই এবং নারদের দাসী গর্ভজ জন্মে বৈদিক অযোগ্যতা ঘটে নাই. You see, just because Narada has taken birth in the womb of a maid servant did not make him ineligible to perform bhajan. And according to the spiritualists, simply taking birth in a Brahminican family does not make one eligible to worship Supreme Lord. One has taken birth in a Brahminical family means he is eligible? No. It's not so. And one has not taken birth in a Brahminical family, therefore he is not eligible? That's also not true. Wherever there is eligibility, that eligibility is sincerity, submission, surrender, the desire to know, the desire to inquire about the Supreme. This is the most essential qualification to be eligible to perform bhajan. শ্রী নারদের নিকট হইতেই এই মন্ত্র শ্রীকৃষ্ণ দ্বৈপায়ন বেদব্যাস লাভ করিয়াছিলেন, এই কথা টিকাকার আচার্যগণের লেখায় ও মূল শ্লোকে উদাহৃত আছে. And whatever Narada has received from these, the sages, that mantra, Vedavyas has received from Narada Goswami. যাহারা পঞ্চরাত্রোক্ত অধোক্ষজ সেবা বিচার বুঝেন না, তাহারাই অক্ষজ দর্শনে বশীভূত হইয়া প্রকৃত শ্রৌত পথ স্বীকার করেন না. তাহারা অবৈদিক বৌদ্ধ, তাহাদেরই খিল বা asamyak darshan. Those who have not accepted the Pancharatra system. Pancharatra system means the system by which the Lord is worshipped. Those who have not accepted that, they are basically materialists, and they are the ones who have not accepted the Vedic path. They may say that they are going through the Vedas, but if they have not accepted the Pancharatra system, they can still be called as Avaidika Bauddha. The Buddhists, even though their philosophy is, not to, be violent, not to harm other living entities, all these things are there, but it is called, covered atheism. Buddhism is called covered atheism because they don't follow Vedas. Any person who does not follow Vedas, they are called atheists right away. Because the Buddhists, they don't follow the Vedic principles or Vedic path, they are called as, that's called covered atheism. It's not directly atheism, but it's a covered atheism because they don't follow the Vedas. In a similar manner, some may say that we follow Vedas, but we don't want to follow Pancharatra. Here Prabhupada is telling that they are also like Bauddhas only, covered, atheists. And asamyak darshan, their darshan is incomplete. Their knowledge is incomplete. Now time is up. We will continue tomorrow. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindubhya eva cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaः. श्री श्री गुरु गौरांग गांधर्विका गिरिधारी श्री श्री राधा मदन मोहन पंचतत्वात्मक श्री गौर हरि की जय. परमाराधितम पतित पावन स्तोत्र सत श्री श्रीमद् भक्ति वल्लभ तीर्थ गोस्वामी श्री गुरु महाराज की जय. नित्य लीला प्रविष्टोम विष्णुपाद प्रवंश स्तोत्र सत श्री श्रीमद् भक्ति दयित माधव गोस्वामी महाराज की जय. जगत गुरु श्री भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती गोस्वामी ठाकुर प्रभुपाद की जय. श्री श्री रूपानुग गुरु वर्ग की जय. श्री श्री षड गोस्वामी प्रभु की जय. श्री पंचतत्वात्मक श्री गौर हरि की जय. ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवत महापुराण की जय. श्री कृष्ण द्वैपायन वेदव्यास महामुनि की जय. श्री नारद गोस्वामी की जय. श्रीमद् भागवत श्रवणकारी भक्त वृंद की जाए, श्री हरिनाम प्रभु की जाए, श्री हरिनाम संकीर्तन की जाए। गौर प्रेमानंदे हरि हरि बोल।